So yesterday I put out a podcast on how to manipulate your food to achieve the result that you're after, how to create a healthy relationship with food and understand the fundamentals of what actually works and where you should be placing your attention when it comes to nutrition, because there's just so much conflicting information out there that it can be quite difficult to understand what you should be focusing on and what's just bullshit, to be honest. And I guess the first thing to understand is that the word diet itself implies that there's going to be a start and finish date, and that there's an on or off switch. And my aim with all of my clients and anybody who sees this content is to help you understand that there is no start off finish. There shouldn't be a start off finish. There's just kind of like a volume dial. So if I'm trying to lose body fat, I need to turn that volume dial up and be really conscious of my numbers. You know, I talk about being the CEO of your own body, knowing your numbers and knowing your intentions and knowing where your energy and time is going towards. And if I'm happy with where I'm at, I can turn that volume dial down and be a little bit more relaxed with my numbers. And I'll talk about those in a second. But keep in mind, there's no start or finish. There shouldn't be. But regardless of what I wanted to get across today, the whole point of this little video is that regardless of what approach you take, you know, what diet you follow, whether that is, obviously quite popular at the moment is intermittent fasting, things like ketogenic, even vegan and vegetarian, low carb, no carb, paleo, whatever. It doesn't matter what approach you follow. They all fall under a couple of very simple rules. Now, the only reason any diet will ever work for you when we talk about fat loss or weight loss, literally the only reason why it works is because it puts you in a calorie deficit, meaning you are expending more energy than you're taking in. If that doesn't happen, then it doesn't matter what fucking diet you follow, you will not see results. It just will not happen. Okay, so you can eat 0 carbs. All right, you can eat 0 carbs and just stick to protein, veggies, and fats. You're not going to lose weight automatically. You still have to be in a calorie deficit. You can do intermittent fasting and eat your calories over a 6 or 8 hour period each day. That does not automatically mean you are going to lose fat. You still need to be in a calorie deficit. And the sooner you understand that, the sooner you understand that you have a lot more freedom and flexibility with your food than what you think you do at the moment. It's very simple. It doesn't matter exactly what food you eat. It's more so about how much you eat. Now, it doesn't take a rocket scientist to figure out that you should be fueling your body with nutrient-dense whole fruits, things that are going to help you perform at your best, recover at your best, feel your best, help with your skin and all that type of shit as well. So 80 to 90% of your calories should be coming from nutrient-dense whole foods. But I have a very simple rule, and that rule is that you should never cut something out of your diet or out of your daily food intake that you know that you cannot go the rest of your life without. And for some people, that may mean alcohol. That may mean having a glass of wine with dinner each night or a couple of beers on the weekend. And that's completely fine. It can work. You need to know your numbers though. Okay, so don't worry so much about what you're eating. It's all about how much you're eating. And the two numbers that I think everybody needs to at least roughly know, if you're genuinely serious about seeing results, if you cannot be bothered doing these two very simple steps, then you're kidding yourself. You don't actually want to see results. You're saying you do, but if you're not willing to put in a couple of minutes a day to make sure that, a couple of minutes a day, I'll explain these two rules first, but a couple of minutes a day is going to be the difference between whether or not you see results. So if you can't do that, then you're not serious about seeing results. The two numbers, eventually, I finally got to it 3.5 minutes in. The two numbers that you need to know is your calorie intake, at least roughly. Okay, you need to be in a calorie deficit and only a slight calorie deficit. It doesn't need to be anything significantly large. And the other number you need to know is your protein minimum. The ratio of your carbohydrates and fats is largely irrelevant. And I'm sure some people are going to see that and be absolutely fucking shocked and think to themselves, holy fuck, the only reason I lost weight is because I cut out carbs. This is the most common thing I hear when people talk about carbohydrates. Cutting out carbs does not mean you're going to lose weight. The reason why, just understand this, the reason why you lost weight or you lost fat when you cut out carbohydrates is because your diet was full of them before. So if I sold someone right now who was just eating normally, but most of their diet came from carbohydrates. If I said, cut your carbs out today, no fucking shit. Of course you're going to lose weight because you've just taken a huge chunk of calories out of your diet. Hence you are now in a calorie deficit. You're going to lose weight. If we had have done the exact same amount of calories keeping carbohydrates in there and manipulating fats and our protein and making sure that we were in a calorie deficit, the result would be the same. So what I want everyone to understand is that everything falls under the 2 rules of knowing your numbers. You need to be in a calorie deficit. You need to be eating enough protein to help with recovery and growth, and you will see results regardless of what approach you follow. So if you're a vegan, keep eating vegan, but know your numbers. If you wanted to follow fasting, but know your numbers regardless of how many hours you're eating those meals over. You need to know your numbers, and that is how you see results. And that is all you need to know about nutrition. You are welcome.